I'm really, uh, I'm hoping you picked the one I thought you were gonna pick.
Well, I don't think I picked the one you think I'm gonna pick.
I don't think you think the one I picked is the one I'm gonna pick either, though. That's the problem. All right,
I feel like we're gonna pick the same one right now.
top four or all right,
All
let's go.
right. The conversation is. Hold on, I gotta get the last guy just so I have the stuff up. Wait, no. What the heck? Give me 1 second. I'm fucking with my phone right now. Oh yeah. That's what I was trying to do. All right. So the conversation was because there's really five, but there's really only four actual legit superstars coming up, in my opinion at least. It's Trae Young with his 3-point shooting, his fantastic ball handling, and just all around Steph Curry like play. Then there's recently drafted Luka Doncic. Dude's just a beast. Right now he's averaging 29 points, 9 boards, and 9 assists, which is fantastic for a second year. There is the phenom of Zion Williamson, just a brute beast of a force. He hasn't even played 20 games yet, but Jesus, has he just impacted the way people view the big man. And then the Celtics hero of Jason Tatum, which the guy's just a winner. There's no way around it. The guy is just a winner.
Yeah, like you said, Trae Young with his threes, Steph Curry like play. I say he's probably the most dynamic of the four. Luka, I think Luka's probably he's gonna be the best stat packer of all of them. But I think for him, out of the four, he's the one that kind of needs to take a step back for him to win more. I don't think they can win with him putting up near triple doubles and having to do that. I think he should step back a little bit and help let Porzingis contribute, and I think that team will do better, which then will obviously increase. I think he probably has the most clear cut shot at any trophy out of the four, but I just don't think he'll be the first one. I think Tatum is well rounded. I think he's probably the most well rounded out of all of them because he plays two ways, unlike the other two. Zion plays defense as well, but I don't think Tatum does enough. Um, Zion, he needs a consistent jump shot and a way to keep healthy. But unlike everybody else, his popularity is just insane. Like you said, he's changing the way to look at the big man already. He's played not even 20 games. So for me, this was a really tricky list going through it and just trying to say which one would shine and get the MVP trophy first. So I'm curious, who would you say out of them four?
Jason Tatum. Within the
You
next
picked
3
Tatum.
years, within
Wow.
3 years, Tatum will have an MVP.
Okay.
And hear me out. He's a phenomenal shooter. The guy can shoot, he can score just like the best of them. He plays defense, which, other than Zion, the other two can't do. I don't blame Trae Young for it. He's like 5'11. It's hard. He wins. He's always on a winning team.
You're
And that
right.
helps so much that he's always in the top two of the East. Plus, he is scoring 25 points a game. He does get about 7-8 rebounds a game, roughly around there. The only thing he needs to work on is getting at least 4 assists. He's barely averaging 3. He needs at least 4, and for his team to finish number 1 in the East. Because if
See,
he can get past Giannis, that will seal it.
my thing with Tatum was I actually said out of the four, I think Tatum has the highest chance to win a title because of the fact of the having Brad Stevens and that coach and I was it Danny Ainge, who's always been able to build young, deep teams since he's taken over there. So they have
Yep.
this very young, spurting, deep team in Boston, and I think because of that, he'll never take that step to MVP. So I don't think he'll ever be that clear-cut guy. Like there's still Kemba there on a 4-year deal. Jaylen Brown coming up. I'm not sure if he got his extension yet. But
He did.
like there's I don't think he's ever going to have that chance to be that clear cut guy to put up the numbers. I actually went a different route, and the route I thought you were going to go was Zion. I said the only reason, and it's not because I think Zion will be the best winner. I don't think he'll be the best player on the list. I just think it's the MVP at the end of the day. What is it, 50% fans, and then they divide the rest between media and players?
Yep.
It's a fan vote. Who's the most popular on the list? Hasn't even played 20 games. He's already more popular than everybody on this list.
That's very true. That's very true. But you got to be in the playoffs. Now, granted,
right.
He only played 20 games, so we don't know what he would have done if he was
Yeah.
there the whole time. But, he's still got, 8 games to get himself in there?
He's also another one I'm not really worried about because I think, given the years, he's the opposite of Tatum. He has the talent around him. He has Lonzo, Josh Hart, Ingram, Drew Holiday. I think the realisticness is they're going to step back so he can step up rather than Tatum's going to be that either one or two guy in Boston, but he's not going to shine.
Oh, he's going to be number one.
He's not going to shine as that one, though, because Kemba's going to be putting up 26 next to him.
It's going to look like a team. Zion, due to his popularity, is going to look like Zion. It's kind of going to be like the LeBron effect. Like, he had D-Wade, he had Chris Bosh, he had Ray Allen, but it was LeBron.
I don't think Zion...
So it's just LeBron.
Zion, if Luka puts up his same numbers next year and the same thing over and over again, my thing is I think Luka needs those numbers to get where he needs to get. I think Zion needs just good enough numbers to get in the conversation, and then the voting will take over.
Well, if you look at it, if he just continued doing what he was doing, let's say for a full 82 games, and he averaged 23.5 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal a game roughly, shooting, what was it? Let's pull that up real quick. 58%. He'd probably be in the conversation right now. He wouldn't be close. He'd probably finish 4th or 5th. But as a rookie, top 5 ain't bad.
Assuming they got wins.
Well, he's won most of the games he's played.
Yeah, that's
far.
Why I'm like, it's hard to judge him because he hasn't played enough. But
he hasn't even played a quarter of the season yet.
He's given a whirlwind of emotion. He gave you an injury. He gave you a great 3-point shooting game, and he's given you a pretty solid start already. It's a roller coaster.
Well, he's kind of like, I hate to do this because he's my boy, Derrick Rose. He is so fast and so physical and so go, that at any moment, just like that, it's over. And all that potential turns into what if? What if he stayed healthy?
That's the thing. I completely agree, and that's why I've been scared of Zion ever since he, went to Duke and started going through it. But maybe it's just 250.
The only reason he got hurt in Duke is because he literally went through his sneaker. I'm just saying,
though, we saw the way he was running and stopping, and it's just like he looked like an injury train waiting to happen. But maybe it's just he's all that muscle that maybe he'll just be durable.
Maybe the muscle will just tighten the body up and keep everything in place exactly where it's supposed to be.
He has the clear... He's just the fan vote MVP off this list, if you ask me. I think the numbers would...
I'm not going to argue he might win the fan vote, but don't underestimate the size of the Boston market. That's a huge market. They're one of the top 3 teams in the league. So he's going to get votes there too. Will he probably beat out Zion? Probably not. But Tatum's well respected. All the players love him. He has Kobe's, taught by Kobe. He's got that going for him. Paul Pierce always vouches for him. All the players love him. LeBron loves him. He's got some love. So the players will look at him and be like, no, young buck Zion, you ain't there yet.
I just think at best, and don't get me wrong, this isn't an insult because that's a great compliment to say this, but I think at best he's a Kawhi Leonard. He's a poor man's Kawhi Leonard. Because I just don't see him putting up the numbers to jump off the page at anybody. I think he'll, like Kawhi. Kawhi was the guy that clearly led the Spurs, clearly led the Raptors, but he was only putting up like 25, 26 a game. So it wasn't looking gorgeous. But at the end of the day, his impact's tremendous. It just doesn't jump off the page. I think that's what will hold, it'll hurt him.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I got to say is not Kawhi. I wouldn't say he's a Kawhi for one reason. Kawhi's boring. He's a very Spurs-like player. Normal jump shots, normal dunk. Tatum will put some flair into it. He'll add a little crossover. He'll do a step back three. He'll make it flair. He'll be on highlight reels. Kawhi Leonard was like never on a highlight reel. What? So he shot a corner three. Woohoo!
Well,
Tatum will go.
When you think of highlight reels, you think of the other three players first.
Yes, you would think of Trey for his fifth jump shot. Yeah, I would think of that first.
And I honestly, I would probably say I have Trey above Tatum in regards to this, just because of the fact. And don't get me wrong, obviously one more clearly already, but I think
one was drafted to a much better franchise.
Absolutely, and a pretty well-rounded team to start off with. But
yeah,
I just think that they're building something down there, and I think it's still 2 to 3 years away because they don't have any guard, 1, 2, or 3 potential other than Trey. But they do have John Collins at the 4 and Clint Capella at the 5.
They do have Cam Reddish, good shooter, and DeAndre Hunter, the best defender in the draft this year, in my opinion.
He's got to pan out.
But they both can shoot threes, and even if they turn into like better defending Mike Millers, you know what I mean? Just good defenders and just hit threes. That's all Trey needs, because then you can't close on him when he drives. And Trey Young's a pretty good driver.
Exactly. And
he can get in there.
You have those two down there at the 4 and 5. That's Lob City right there.
Yeah.
So I think there's potential there, but they got to find a way to make it work so they can start winning, because there's no need. He should not be putting up 29 points a game and 9.3 assists and losing this much. It just blows my mind.
What he needs is his Klay Thompson, that other guy that at any night can drop 30. He doesn't need to drop 50 like Klay can, just 30. There's no one else on that team that can drop even like 25 on any given night. That's what's holding that team back.
That's what I'm saying.
You need that second scorer.
Yeah, they're missing that 2 or 3 person. They don't need another big. They're solid at the big spot. They have their bigs. They even have decent backups. They need that guard spot and that forward. They need someone to go to Chicago. Try to get LaVine.
I thought they were going to trade for LaVine because I don't think LaVine's staying with Chicago.
I think that it's not working there. He's doing his part, and you got to start winning. So obviously they're going to probably move on from him. Why not send him to Atlanta? Why not go get Bradley Beal? Go make a move. You have a young Trey Young who's already scoring almost 30 a game efficiently, while passing the rock just as well. Build a team. You can win games. This is why I think Luka Doncic is the clear-cut guy for anything, because the numbers and all this and that. Because Mark Cuban wants to win, and Mark Cuban will go out and make the moves. He already did. He went and got Porzingis for him. He got the young talent. He got Seth Curry at the shooting guard position for him. Tim Hardaway Jr. He surrounded the guy with shooters.
Danny Ainge is a great GM. Eventually, all those picks he's going to have, he's going to cash them in. He may get someone, maybe a big man. I don't know really what big man per se. We'll see what comes out. We'll see where all the big men are, because a lot of them are locked up for the next few years. So the big man market's kind of low. But Steven Adams might be leaving Oklahoma City soon. His contract's up in like a year or two.
I think Drummond's is up at the end of this year.
Yeah, so who knows? Boston might just grab one of those big men and have a legit big man down low.
There's no doubt in my mind they need one. They need a center. Enes Kanter is not a starting center. I think Drummond's in Cleveland right now, so there's no way he's staying there.
I think he has a player option though for like $33 million, so he might stay. Who knows? Listen, a $33 million. Me and you both know we ain't turning down $33 million.
I think he can go get not 33, but he can get a good amount from somebody else. And actually
I think if he went to Boston, he'll get like a 22 and a chance at a championship.
See, the only thing that scares me about Boston is the fact that they have to go through Giannis, and they have to get through the Sixers.
Luka's got to go through Houston, the Nuggets, the Clippers.
Clippers do. The only thing that
Lakers.
Luka is not winning until LeBron leaves LA.
Well, LeBron's not winning until Kawhi leaves LA.
And Kawhi's not leaving until LeBron leaves. That's their rivalry, and I'll take LeBron. We don't need to get into that, but I think Tatum. I'm honestly shocked that you picked Tatum. I was thinking about it. I just couldn't.
Well, what came into it is I'm going, okay, he's always on ESPN Top 10. He's always there. He always has 1 or 2 plays a game where he gets it. His team's always in the top 2. He's been, to the Eastern Conference Finals twice already? He's only been playing for 3 years. This will be year 3, I think. He's been there twice. He's been the
Yeah.
star of his team every year. Granted, the first year Kyrie did get hurt, so
Well, this year, I don't think he's the star, though.
Kemba's good, don't get me wrong, but when they talk about it, they talk about Tatum. Kemba's not...
I think Kemba's actually shooting more and averaging more.
He might be. That doesn't mean you're the star, though.
Oh, no, he's not averaging more. So maybe he is touching the ball a little bit more. Compared to this page, it's just he doesn't pop off. That was what kind of put me in the back behind it. He just didn't pop off compared.
You're right.
It's hard to look at anybody on this list and say they pop off, because Luka Doncic is almost averaging a triple-double, and that's just mind-numbing.
Yeah, but look at the winning between him and Zion. One's in the 6th seed, hopefully going to be able to finish 4th, hopefully. And one's hasn't finished below 3rd his entire career yet, and been to the Eastern Conference Finals every year. Or it's 2 of the 3 years. Yeah, he didn't go last year. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, let's not give him credit for the first one. He piggybacked IT.
Listen, he still went.
Went.
Yes, IT did go. But that's what I'm saying.
Credit.
He gets there. And then Kyrie came and he got there again. And then last year, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he ran into Giannis.
So, what do you value more towards an MVP in today's league? Because I'm looking at this list, and honestly, it's cut in 2 categories for me. You got Luka and Trey, the Hardens of the league, the Harden and Westbrook, offense only, output insane numbers, and then Tatum and Zion, the two-way players. And although you say it's not boring like Kawhi, it's what they compare to. They play defense as well, and they play offense. What
I'm comparing it to is, if you look at it through history, the only ones that won that weren't at the top seed of the whole conference or the league were Westbrook. Westbrook, when he averaged a triple-double and KD left him, and the story was he's coming for him. Of course, he didn't. He didn't even make it out of the first round. But that was the story. He had a great story. I don't know whose story is going to be the best.
I think,
because if you go through every year, it's whoever's story is the best is who wins.
Westbrook had one of the greatest stories in a single season, if you ask me.
Yeah, his brother left him.
50-point triple-double, game-winning buzzer beater. I think it was the cap off the season against the Nuggets to make the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yeah, it was a great game-winning shot, too. It was fantastic.
Other than maybe Curry's explosive season, he had one of the best story seasons.
That's what I'm saying. It was historic. That's why his winning didn't really matter, because he had the story, and then he had an historic, groundbreaking triple-double season. Now, granted, the only one that's probably going to be able to do that is Luka for the triple-doubles, because Tatum doesn't really pass.
Yeah.
But maybe if Tatum can take that spot of 30 points a game, I know it's 6 points, which is a lot, but maybe in the next 2-3 years he can take it. He gets beat by Giannis again, let's say this year and next year. And then it's finally, can Tatum take the step to be a champion? And I think that's the year he's going to win it, because he's going to beat out Giannis for the number 1 spot, and he's going to take his team to the finals. And I believe Boston may actually win it, depending on what happens on the West.
I do agree with that. I think Tatum will be the first one out of the 4 to win a championship, or at least get to the spot to compete for one. I think because Luka's going to have a tough time with the 2 LA teams. Trey's got to figure out how to win. Zion's scary if they make the playoffs. That team, if they make the playoffs off the 7th or 8th seed, they're getting bounced. But if they could find a way.
Yeah, but they ain't going to be an easy out. They're young, they're fast, they're long, they're athletic.
They're young, fast, athletic, all that, but they run into Kawhi and Paul George or LeBron and AD. I got them out for them. I don't think they win a game.
I'll say they'll win one.
It's a rested LeBron.
Yeah, I think they're gonna sneak them on the last home game. They're gonna lose the first 3 in that last home game. They're these guys are a joke, and they're gonna take their foot off the gas just a little bit. And those young guys who are we have to win a game, especially if it's the Lakers. Because they're all old Lakers, they have to win a game.
Regardless of final records or whatever, ever since the Maverick series, I have not seen LeBron James take his foot off the gas pedal in a single playoff game.
No,
ever
you
since
got it
that
there,
Maverick series.
but I'm not talking about him.
That's all I need. That's like the Avengers before Thanos when they said I have the Hulk. That's what LeBron is. I have the Hulk in the playoffs, and if you don't have a Hulk equal to me, I'm just gonna squash you.
Well, we'll see. Zion's apparently lost 25 pounds of fat and added 10 pounds of muscle.
He's also facing the rim against the most likely defensive player of the year.
I still don't think he should be, but
who do you give it to over him?
I would actually give it to Giannis, honestly.
He wins MVP. I just let him have that one award. He don't need them both. I don't think he should be MVP. I think it should be Bron.
Of course you think it should be Bron. You're a Lakers fan.
Well, it's not also that. It's the fact that one team went from not making the playoffs, and I don't